There's one save in particular during that game. I know you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It made Sports Center top 10.
NYC did have a great run against Tigres. Bakra Rick!
How many times have you watched that save back?
I think I've watched it back maybe 6 times.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah,
Definitely
Really?
more than 6 times.
What's up, Union fans? Welcome back to the DOOP presented by Subaru. I'm Sage Hurley. Over there we have Mark. And we're coming right off a Union win, in part thanks to this guy, Andrew Rick. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Life is good. Another Philadelphia Union win, 4-1, top of the Eastern Conference table. And this podcast is actually full circle for me because my very first interview that I did when I started as the club's digital club reporter almost 2 years ago was with you. We did an interview when you signed your Union 2 contract. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I was sitting in what was that room?
Up in the Prime Point Club,
Yeah.
up in the stadium. And that was a big day for you. But since then, you've signed a homegrown deal. You've made your Major League Soccer debut. You've started 7 matches. You led the second team to the MLS Next Pro Cup. And now you have 2 MLS clean sheets on your resume. What a pair of years it's been for you, Andrew Rick.
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor that the coaching staff and the club trust me with and gives me these opportunities to play the game that I love every day.
Has this always been the dream for you?
Oh, yeah, I mean, of course it has. I started playing soccer when I was young, so I always looked up to a bunch of guys. So to get to this level and experience it firsthand it's a dream come true.
So I feel like you have to be a special kind of person to be a goalkeeper. And
Yeah.
I feel like
What are you saying, Sage?
I don't know. You have to be a special
A little
kind
bit of you have to have a little bit of crazy in you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like goalkeepers also always have a story about how they get into the position. What is your story?
I mean, I don't really have a story, you know. I liked playing goalkeeper because I liked to dive around. I thought it was fun. But I started out playing everywhere in the field, mainly midfield, and then, you know, I tried out goalkeeper once, and then I thought it was fun, so I just stuck with it.
How old were you?
8, 9.
Okay. And that's around the time you started getting involved with the Philadelphia Union for the first time.
Yeah, I started with Union Juniors. I think I was 10. I was either 9 or 10, but we would get together with like a bunch of guys just from around the area and play like pick up and like learn from some really top coaches, Phil Karn and Ian Monroe. And yeah, it was just like a fun thing they did for us.
Was that the only sport you were playing at the time?
No, I mean, I played every sport, basketball, baseball, not every sport, just basketball and baseball. I tried lacrosse, but I wasn't very good. I don't remember if I tried anything else, but I liked baseball a lot. Yeah.
And when did you decide, like, hey, I'm pretty good at soccer. Like, let me stick to this one. Let me get between the posts.
I would say probably when I joined the academy, so when I was 11. But up until then, I mean, even after that, I still played sports, like rec sports with my friends and at school all the time.
So you are one of the players that has really gone up the entire pathway to the pros. Union Juniors, the academy, the second team, then you get that homegrown deal. For you, what does it mean to you to have done that? And now you've played in a Major League Soccer game. You've had that experience, and you've played at Subaru Park.
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor. I remember coming to the games, you know, watching them. I watched it literally every Saturday. I'd sit down with my parents and watch it on the TV. I remember in training, like, the coaches would try and motivate us by saying one day you might be playing in that stadium. So to finally to get that opportunity and to just experience it all it's surreal and it's a pleasure.
So do you remember your debut pretty well then?
Oh yeah.
What was that like for you?
I mean, normally I get nervous for games, but I wasn't nervous. I was just excited. You know, I didn't feel any pressure. I felt like like I had a real opportunity to step on the field and express how I felt in that moment. And we didn't win, but like just to be with the players that I saw growing up and like step on the field and experience what it's like to be a first team player with the fans and just the pre-match and post-game environment, it was great. I mean, it was amazing.
So you've had a chance to get back out there a couple more times since then. Do you have a favorite game that you've played for the Union so far?
Oh yeah, I mean, it has to be New York City.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
I mean, just the joy that I felt when we won that game was unrivaled, you know. It felt like it was just great, you know. It felt like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just a dream. These guys, we were working so hard just to win that game and to win it the way we did, and you know, to kind of insert myself and like make some big saves is something that every person dreams of in that moment.
And for those who don't remember, it was a 5-1 game against New York City in Yankee Stadium. What is it like for you personally to be playing really well and then watching your team on the other end of the field score that many goals?
Yeah, I mean, it's really reassuring, you know. When your team scores 5 goals, like you kind of feel safe almost because you kind of have a little bit of a cushion. But yeah, I mean, it's great to see those guys score 5 goals, and I was very happy for them. I think I ran to the corner on all of them.
So there's one save in particular during that game. I know you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It made SportsCenter top 10. How many times have you watched that save back?
I think I've watched it back maybe 6 times.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah,
Definitely
Really?
more than 6
I think
times.
I've watched it more than 6 times. I mean, definitely.
All right, I'm trying to think because
that night it was probably 6 times.
because sometimes it was forced because like I saw it multiple times posted by different people. So I mean, but yeah, okay, maybe 10 times. 10 times.
Are you a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Was that kind of cool playing at Yankee Stadium, or kind of weird?
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
you're a
Yankee
soccer
Stadium's
player?
like probably the most historic stadium in the world for baseball. So, unfortunately, it was a soccer field, not a baseball
That's
field.
right.
So there's a little bit of bumps and stuff that's not normal. But I mean, to just see the locker room and the stadium itself was sick.
Fair to assume you're a Phillies fan.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I
Mark's
can't-
not.
I'm not. I'm a
Really?
Yankee fan, so it would have been kind of cool.
Huh.
But
No, sorry. Maybe I should have just said no.
yeah.
No, the people would not have liked that. If you could have told your child self that you were going to make a play in Yankee Stadium that was going to make it on the SportsCenter top 10, what do you think that child self would say? And then do you think he probably would have thought it was baseball, right?
I mean, yeah, you probably would have, but I don't think he would. If I told my child self that, I don't think he would believe me. I don't know. I always really liked basketball. So you know, I was pretty tall for a kid in middle school, and I always thought, you know, maybe I could also play basketball, but.
So the next goal is to make a save or make a play at Madison Square Garden, and then you're all set.
Yeah, I mean, you make it sound easy, but yeah, maybe.
We'll have to get in touch with the right people and see if we can get some indoor soccer going and get you out on the field. So there's some games like that one where you're getting a lot of touches, you're a big part of the game, but there's other games where sometimes the ball isn't coming your way very often. What do you think about when you're in the net and maybe the action isn't on your side of the field? I've always wondered that.
It's tough because I stay focused for the 90 minutes, but occasionally like we'll get a corner or something, and I'll just look around at the fans, and then the way that I kind of not force myself, but I try and refocus is just by like clapping my hands and maybe like moving around a little bit. I know Dre does it a lot where he moves around. But I feel like I can't think about anything because they might come down the field and score. So I kind of get a little, not scared, but I'm like pessimistic because, you know, it's always what if. And I want to be ready in case, you know, the other team starts to attack.
So another what goes through your head question is penalties. They call you a penalty specialist. What goes through your head when you're getting ready to go one-on-one, and what is it about your game that you think makes you so successful?
I mean, all the pressure's on the player. I remember that in the moment. They're supposed to score, so I know that if I put myself in a good spot to make a save, and I back myself to make that save. A lot of guys like to try and be fancy, and I think that plays into my advantage because, then maybe they try too much and then it makes it easier. But I wouldn't really say anything goes on in my head. Obviously, I'm trying to read the player, read what he's going to do, but I don't think there's much pressure on me because they're supposed to score.
I hope we don't have to cut this out, but I'm thinking about the time that you got a red card. I can't
we don't talk. I learned from that moment. We don't do that again.
Refresh the memory. What happened with the red card?
So there was this guy on. I think it was Crown Legacy. We were winning the game 3-0. Normal goalkeeper tactic is to go to the corner, wait until he comes, and pick up the ball. I did that 4 or 5 times. All of the times he kicks out at me. I'm getting frustrated. So we score a goal in the I think it was 90 plus 1.
It was late.
And this guy's standing at midfield facing me. I decide to run down to the corner flag and flip him off. And the ref saw it and he gave me a second yellow and I got sent off. It was definitely a learning experience.
Moment. Yeah.
And that's what MLS Next Pro is all about. Learning how to be a pro.
Yeah.
And to get ready.
I will never make that mistake again.
Exactly. You'll never make that mistake again. But that is really where you've been getting your minutes and being able to learn not only the game etiquette kinds of things, but also you're getting your minutes when Dre is not away with his with Jamaica, and when he's healthy, you're playing with Union 2. What is it like for you to have to balance those two teams? Because you're traveling with the first team, you're training with the first team, and then on the weekends, you're very often playing with the second team.
Yeah, I'm just grateful to play, I think every time I step on the field with Union 2, it's a moment for me to grow as a player and as a person. I said in an interview earlier in the year that my goal with Union 2 is to be a leader amongst the group. I'm one of the more experienced guys, so I think that it's huge. It's a huge environment for me to kind of try and grow as a player. And it's not necessarily. It's not that it doesn't matter, but making those mistakes there and trying new things there and kind of growing and stepping out of my comfort zone there is going to help me succeed when I have to step on the field with the first team and have to make saves and show my personality on the field then.
And when you're on those weekends where there's sometimes first team game and a second team game, for those who don't know how it works, can you explain how you even make it to that game on a Sunday for Union 2 when you're on the bench for the first team on a Saturday?
Some of them are easy. If we're at home, if both teams are home, it's fine. But there's been some moments where you sit on the bench in, last year, for example, we played Revs at Gillette, and then we played their second team in Massachusetts. So after the game, I think it was me, Chris Donovan, and Macania. We took an Uber that was 2.5 hours long from Gillette Stadium all the way up to the middle of nowhere in Massachusetts, and then played the next day. And then you play, and then you you bus back home all the way back to Philly, and then you're in training the next day. And it definitely, I don't know how to describe it, but it makes you tougher because it's not easy at all to basically get no recovery. Your recovery is sitting on a bus for 10 hours and then having to train the next day. So it makes you tougher.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And what was the experience like last year with Union 2 in that postseason? I have to ask about it because it was something else.
The fans were amazing. I know it may not seem like they made a difference, but we played at home for the first 3 games we played. First round was New York. Second round was I don't remember, but they made a huge difference. We won those games. I remember we beat Columbus 4-0. If we don't have the fans there, we might only win that game 1-0. I mean, they help build so much momentum, and they help like push us forward that we couldn't have done it without them. And for a lot of us, that's our first experience playing in front of that many people. So to realize like, hey, these people care about us. Like, we wanted to make them all proud and play as best as we possibly could.
A lot of those fans left you questions in the mailbag section, like really a lot, like probably the most amount of questions we ever got for a podcast.
Really?
There's a lot. There's a lot coming up.
Seriously.
Really?
I'm not even like not exaggerating at all.
Nice.
It took me like probably 45 minutes this morning to like type them all down from the Instagram.
I'll answer them all then.
Okay. Oh, good. Love that. Love that
We're
energy.
gonna be busy. We got to get you back by 2:00 though, so we might not get to all of them.
Yeah, double session today. That's why he's dressed for success.
Yes.
Speaking of dressed for success.
I already know what you're going to ask.
So, you started this weekend, and you came dressed for the part in a suit. Tell me about the suit and the backstory, please.
I've had that suit for a while now. It's been sitting in my closet. I think I haven't worn it once because you can tell because those X's at the corner are still on it. I don't know if there's a picture of that, but I kind of got some stick from some of the guys when I walked in. But yeah, I have to give credit to Erica because she's the one who suggested it. I remember when, I forget what day it was. I think it was Wednesday. I told her that like I was playing this weekend. She's like, "Oh, you got to wear a suit, It's your first start of the season, you want to look good, play good." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll wear a suit." So all that credit goes to her. Yeah, I mean, I personally didn't want to wear a suit because it feels kind of flashy, but she suggested it, so why not?
And you needed to get a wear out of it because you were supposed to wear it for...
Oh, yeah, the YC prom.
And then you didn't get to wear it.
No, I didn't wear it for that.
So at least you got to bring it out for a special occasion.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying after the game that I should continue to wear it, but we'll see.
I support that.
I do as well. It's got to be good luck.
Even when you're on the bench, I think you should rock the suit.
Maybe.
Different tie every time.
Yeah, I mean, I only own like 3 ties, and 2 of them are too small, so.
Oh, no.
So, I don't know about that.
Why did we miss YSC prom?
I had some stuff that day. I was helping out at the ice cream store.
Oh, wow. The ice cream store, okay.
We have some ice cream related questions.
Okay.
Do you want to hear them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, rapid fire. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wait, are we not going to get into why we have these ice cream related questions?
Oh, so you work at an ice cream shop.
I mean, work is very generous. I don't really.
You had to work instead of going to prom.
I mean, I was just helping out. I mean, YSC prom's not really. It's a little different than normal prom. But yeah, I mean, technically my parents do work at an ice cream shop.
How did they get involved in the ice cream business?
So, when I was in middle school, there was this place by the school that was called Handles, and it was within walking distance of the school. So all of the kids would, after school, they'd like get in groups and walk down there, and I was a frequent buyer. So, and my parents were also frequent buyers, and I don't know the reason why they wanted to start running a business, but they were like, ice cream's it's a pretty good business to run. Who doesn't like ice cream? So they bought into the franchise. It's originally from Ohio, and yeah, now they own 2, and it's a lot of work.
Were you the kind of kid growing up that had to have ice cream before bed, like every night?
No.
Okay, I was.
Yeah, I was just going to say you obviously were, very clearly, just because you asked a question.
Okay, so you're working in the ice cream shop. We had to have ice cream related questions. 10 questions.
Okay.
Start with the easy one. Cup or cone?
Cup. Oh, no, cone with a cup.
Oh, good answer.
Cone with a cup.
Yeah,
Okay.
because sometimes, like,
Yeah, drips.
yeah, you gotta get all the ice cream.
Right.
Sprinkles or Jimmy's?
Sprinkles. No, who calls them Jimmy's?
Yeah, who does call it Jimmy's?
People. Some weird people.
Hmm.
Okay, rainbow or chocolate sprinkles?
Chocolate.
Soft serve or hard serve?
Hard serve.
Are you getting 1 scoop or 2 scoops?
2 scoops.
3.
I mean,
Not me.
if there's more,
guy.
I mean, I would take more scoops as well,
Right,
but
correct,
it was
I
only
can
2.
tell. Yeah.
If you're getting 2 scoops, same flavor or 2 different flavors?
Depends on the same flavor. Same flavor.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree. Milkshake or root beer float?
Milkshake.
10 out of 10. Like, that's not. I'm surprised that's even a question. Who even drinks root beer floats?
Root beer floats like something I'd have at my grandpa's house. I feel like.
That's where I have it, at my grandpa's
Me,
house.
I've had it at my grandpa's house too.
Huh.
They're good, but like, if there's a milkshake, I'm taking the milkshake.
What is the worst ice cream order to make?
Worst ice cream order.
Like, what are you rolling your eyes about
I mean,
when someone's ordering it?
My parents have a flavor called rum raisin, and it just sounds terrible. So I would definitely say that.
Okay. I've never had rum raisin. Have you, Mike?
I wouldn't. What is it?
I haven't tried it because it doesn't sound good.
What color is it?
I think it's like vanilla stuff. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
No, I've never tried rum raisin either.
I'll eat a raisin in a cookie, but not in an ice cream.
There's black raspberry too that I don't like.
Oh, I used to like black raspberry
Really?
ice cream.
That kind.
Yeah.
It's
Haven't
not
had it
for
in a
me.
while.
What ice cream flavor would you be if you were an ice cream flavor?
This is like a really good interview question. So
what
think about
ice
it.
cream flavor would I be?
Yeah, people get asked this, like, interview for, like, a job. People will get asked this.
What ice cream flavor you would be if you had to choose?
Yeah, because you've got to have a reason why.
Cookie dough, because I like cookie dough.
I don't know if I accept that response, but just because you like it?
Yeah, I mean, cookie dough's like, it's all right. If you want it, all right. It's reliable. You know, who doesn't like cookie dough? It's been here for so long. It has that longevity. Like, that's how I want my career to be. I want to play for 30 years.
Look
however.
at that. He spun it back to his career. That was well done. Well done.
See, that's what I was looking for. Thank you very much.
What would you be, Sage?
Key lime pie.
That's like so out of
You
the
have that
box.
flavor at Handles.
Yes,
I've
we
had
do.
it.
It's good,
It's really good
but why?
because it's summertime. You want to have that. I like being outside. It's ice cream, but it still has like the sourness that you would get in like a water ice type thing. I feel like it's not like overly sweet. It's still a little sour. And then it has the graham cracker crust. And
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm making that into my personality. But this is just what I like about it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Let me think on that. But yeah, key lime pie.
Good answer.
Thank you. What's your all-time favorite order? For
Chocoholic chunk milkshake. That's a little. I could probably. I get that order a lot. I eat ice cream a lot. I feel like that's natural, and I think I've had a chocoholic chunk milkshake like at least 100 times. I've asked for it like 100 times at least.
All right.
Do you just make your own when
Yeah.
you go? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just get some milk, throw in the ice cream in a blender, put in a cup, and drink it.
So do you ever bring the ice cream around to the team?
Yeah, I did last year, and yeah, I got. It's actually a funny story because one of the trainers he was giving me some stick for not bringing it in at all, even though my parents, and.
Who, just out of curiosity, who? Steve?
Yes.
Yeah, that checks out.
And I mean, it was all jokes and everything, but we were on like an international break, so we didn't have any games. And I think it was a Friday maybe, and him and Nate Harriel I was in the training room like taping myself before training, and they were like going at me about how I never brought in ice cream. And I was like, you know what, fine, I'll bring it tomorrow. And so I did. I brought it the next day, and it was good. But it's kind of hard because I live pretty far away, so you got to drive like an hour and a half to pick it up, and sometimes it'll get melted. But it was good. And I'm glad
Luckily
that
for
they
us,
got some.
Sage, he brought us some ice cream today.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Ah, hate to see it.
Yeah, I really promised it to Mark, and it's all right. You'll make it up to us one day. I'm
Season
sure.
3.
I'll let you guys know if I bring it in again.
Okay.
You guys have first tips.
You bring some key lime pie. I like that kind. So when we had some people in here getting ready for the podcast, and Kim, our social media manager, she wanted me to ask you what flavor of ice cream everyone in the Philly GK Union would be, including Phil.
What?
He had a hard time with
I
himself.
know.
How do we
so
think
now
we're gonna?
so you don't have to.
I'm gonna start. Who should I start with? I need someone. I'll start with Mike. Mike Sheridan would be. I don't know. I feel like Mike Sheridan would be mint chocolate chip. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I just imagine Mike as mint chocolate chip ice
Okay.
cream.
The green or the white?
The green.
Okay, good.
Good question.
Yeah.
Oliver. I don't know.
He's gonna walk into the annex and be like, "The podcast. They just asked me what flavor ice cream everyone was, and, and that's what I did."
I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I know Phil will be cotton candy because whenever I like cotton candy, but like to me he's always positive. So and cotton candy's kind of like positive. You have it at like an amusement park.
He is always positive.
And I feel like he'd be cotton candy because he's such like he's always happy and brings like a positive vibe.
You were so confident about that answer. Why wouldn't you lead with that?
Because you
As
want to get the
opposed to the
hard
guy
ones
that you
out.
don't know.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to connect someone's personality to a flavor of ice cream.
I think you're right.
You got one left. You got Oliver.
I have Dre too.
Oh, you have Dre too.
If you told me that cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, is your favorite of all time, the greatest of all time,
Well, so you're saying Dre should be it then?
that's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Then
Yeah.
Dre will be cookie dough because he's the greatest MLS goalkeeper of all time.
That's right.
There we go.
All right then, Oliver. The funny part is I've never asked Oliver what his favorite ice cream flavor is. I feel like if I knew that, I'd probably just say that.
Well, maybe that's your homework for the podcast. You have to go ask Oliver what his favorite ice cream flavor is.
He's probably not gonna be there when I get back. I feel like Oliver would be graham. Like everyone has their own version of like graham cracker, you know. I feel like he would be graham cracker.
Graham cracker.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know why. Just a feeling.
Go with your heart. So, your crew is pretty close, that Philly GK Union.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like being with them every day? I know last year during preseason, it's kind of a new group. Oliver was just signed. Mike was signed a little later to Union 2 in the year. You were just coming up the ranks, and then Dre's the veteran. How close have you guys gotten in the last year, and what has it been like to work with them every day?
Yeah, I mean they're all great guys. I'm very grateful to all of them because we push each other in training, and you can see all of us have gotten tremendously better because of that. But I mean, it's fun, you know. I feel like I'm very fortunate to have a job that I can have fun at every day, and it's really fun working with all these guys every day because, you know, they make it fun, and like we joke around and like we'll score a goal and celebrate on each other. You know, it makes it fun and enjoyable for all of us, and we also get better at the same time, so it's good.
So someone from that crew left you a question. We'll get to it after this break.
It was Mike. He already told me about it.
Well, okay, after this break, we'll see what Mike had to say. And I read it, and I hope there's tape from what he was talking about. But we'll see you after this break. Reedman Toll Subaru has a lot in common with the roster of the Philadelphia Union. There's no I in team. There's no I in Subaru either. Leave it all on the pitch. Leave your keys with them and go enjoy the comfortable service waiting area. Subaru and local Subaru retailers are proud to support the Philadelphia Union. Visit Reedman Toll Subaru to score big during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
Subaru has teamed up with the Philadelphia Union and Greater Philadelphia area Subaru retailers to make a difference in our community and at Subaru Park. Together, we've helped hundreds of pets get adopted at the stadium. At Subaru Park, we've grown and donated thousands of servings of fresh organic produce to area food banks and helped give kids in our community access to the game they love. Together, Subaru and the Philadelphia Union are making a difference. Subaru, more than a car company.
We're back and we have questions. Actually, one from the audience. This is the Kelsey category. We have 4 categories today. We'll let you pick, but this one comes first.
So when you celebrate, is it like a habit for you to fall or almost fall? Because celebrating the Union 2 PKs, I saw it and got it on video. You almost took a tumble.
No. I don't really know why, but I do it a lot, especially when I run to the corner flag. Sometimes I'll slide in and just completely fall over. It's definitely not a habit. It's just clumsiness.
It's maybe why you're a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Mark. We have a lot of questions today.
We do.
This was definitely the most we've ever had. 4 categories. Keeper questions, pickle questions, Union and general soccer, and then random. What do you want to go with first?
We'll start with pickles.
Okay, we're going to start with pickles then. All right, so this came from Endy's Gray 11. Sweet or dill pickles?
Dill. Easy.
But that's not the answer you gave 2 seconds ago. You don't like pickles, you would have gone with?
Fried pickles.
Fried pickles.
But if I had to choose, I would have done a dill.
Okay.
Philly Boy 214. Spear cut or sliced?
I'm not going to lie. I don't even know the difference.
Well, like the long one or like the one that's sliced?
Oh, the one that's sliced.
Yeah. I think that's the right answer. Our old friend Crangus McBasketball wants to know, do you actually like the name Pickle Rick?
I don't mind it. Sometimes I get annoyed when people refer to me as just Pickle Rick because my name's Andrew and not Pickle.
Right.
But if you're chanting or something, I don't care. I like it. I'm just grateful to have a chant.
What was the moment that you realized you had a chant?
I didn't. I forget who it was. There was a person at the stadium, one of the staff members was like, did you hear your name, them chanting Pickle Rick? And I didn't even know until after. And then I heard it again at one of the Union 2 games. And, it was definitely something. It's not what I would have expected, but I still like it.
All right.
All right, so this gets to the nickname side of it then. By Steve Martin wants to know, which nickname from your youth do you wish you carried today rather than Pickle Rick? Did you even have a nickname growing up?
I mean, my brother always called me Andrew Rick 46 because it was my Xbox gamer tag.
Okay.
So maybe that. I don't. I feel like that's the only real nickname I had.
I feel like nicknames are supposed to be shorter. That made your name longer, which is more difficult.
Yeah. No, I didn't really have any nicknames. Andy?
Andy? Did anybody ever call you Drew?
No, just Andy. I mean, anything. I don't really care about my nickname, if I'm being honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Felicia Gee asked, pickleball or tennis?
Tennis.
Okay, which category next? Random, keeper questions, or...
Well, I just have to tell you to finish this category off. Abel Ball said, I hate pickles, but I love Rick. ?
What was their name?
Abelbal. I hate pickles, but I love Rick?
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Okay, next category. Where do you want to go here? Union, keeper, or random?
Union.
Okay. Missy9 wants to know, what did the Union fans call you after the 5-1 win away at NYCFC? Is it just Pickle Rick, Sage?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Did something happen after the game?
I kind of feel bad because I don't know either. Probably maybe Rick the Brick. I heard that. But
Okay.
those are the only two that I heard.
Which do you prefer, Rick the Brick or Pickle Rick?
Rick Wall.
Rick Wall.
I don't know. I think Pickle Rick's funny, but like I feel like the goal would be to be Rick Wall because like I'm a goalkeeper, so I'd say that one.
Lucy Vrasicki wants to know any pregame rituals. Why are you giggling?
Because I know that person. Yes, I do. I pray. I like to I like to thank just being able to step on the field and play. And I always just remind myself that I'm playing for people and not for myself, and that I'm playing to win. But pray and listen to music. I mean, who doesn't listen to music?
What's your music of choice?
I'm not really like one of those guys that listens to like heavy metal, like pump up sort of music. It's probably more like I don't know, indie. Like more relaxed,
Okay.
Who's your favorite artist?
I'd say Tame Impala, but I listen to anything.
All right. Going off of that, Kay Hatcher asked, for pregame music, are you a hype music guy or a calm music guy?
Well, I mean, calm. I kind of answered that.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to hype too, though. Like right before, I'll listen to like maybe one, but mainly calm.
Joseph Romosif wants to know, what's the best advice you've ever received from a teammate?
Best advice I've received from a teammate.
It can be about anything.
About anything? Oh. I don't know. That's a good question. I can't. I'm not going to say it's about penalties. Like, it's my strategy to save penalties. And I don't want to, like, reveal what I do.
Don't do it.
But one of my teammates a while ago kind of helped me with that. And that's definitely been the best advice I've ever gotten from a teammate.
And it worked?
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly,
I still use it now. So
We talked about it.
Go. Haley Stan, 55. Who's your bestie on the team? A lot of people ask this.
Who's my bestie on the team? Oweithu Makanya. It's easy. He's my boy. I room with him every day or every trip. I joke around with him. I'd say I have a lot of besties on the team, though. Oh, the whole GKU, obviously. But, outside them, Makanya.
What a duo.
He's my guy.
Wow.
Zach Horvath wants to know, which teammate has the worst fashion?
The worst fashion.
The worst fashion.
I kind of feel bad answering this question. I'm not going to lie.
You don't have to. He should have asked who has the best. Whose
Yeah.
closet would you want to take?
Whose closet would I want to take?
See, this is way different than some of the other guys. They had no issue throwing shade.
I don't.
But you're obviously you're a nice
Marcus,
guy.
if you want me to throw shade, I'm going to say Marcus Anderson.
It has said it, not me.
And it's only because he always gives me stick for what I wear, so I'm going to give him some stick for what he does. But the best, I don't know. I've seen, like, Jacob and Mika, like, to come to games with, like, really nice, like, European clothing that I think
That seems like
looks
your
pretty
speed.
nice.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, though.
All right. Gavin Hardgrove said, who pushes you the hardest in training and who's the hardest worker in training?
Who pushes me the hardest in training and who's the hardest worker? I mean, Phil definitely pushes me the hardest in training. I mean, he's helped me so much over the span of however long it's been, 2 years maybe, 3 years. And the hardest worker? I'd say the whole front line, like all the strikers and wingers and stuff. They do a lot of finishing after training, whether it's with me or whether it's with anybody. But I always see them specifically out there shooting, so I'd have to give the credit to them.
By Steve Martin asked another one. Pick any stadium in the world. Where would you love to play a match at?
Camp No. I feel like it's probably a generic answer, but like just the history and just how many people can fit in that stadium, it's definitely there.
You think you could save a penalty in that stadium?
Yeah, of course.
Kyler St. Fard wants to know, what's your favorite city to play in?
Favorite city? I mean, Philly, obviously.
Well, that's obvious.
But, like, I feel like I can't say that.
Yeah, correct.
I would say, I know this is probably not going to be a popular answer, but I would say Kansas City. I had a really good experience there. And I thought, like, the stadium was great. The fans were great. I mean, I thought it was cool to play there.
Big barbecue guy?
Yeah, I mean, I like food, so I'll eat anything.
Amy Rose 0613 asked, "What do you do to unwind after a match day?"
Ooh, it's a good question. I have a lot of stuff that I do. Normally, I like to go shoot the basketball. There's a basketball court right next to my house, so I kind of just put on my headphones and listen to music and shoot around for like maybe an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
To me, it's very relaxing. You know, there's nobody around. Nobody's ever there because it's like it'll be like a Monday at like 2 p.m. Like, who's shooting the basketball at a random park on a Monday at 2? But I play video games. Maybe like drive around a little bit, listen to music. That's mainly it.
All right. This is a good question for you, this next one.
It is a good one. So Micah Watchin wants to know, if you had to be a seat inside Subaru Park, which seat would you be and why?
If I had to be a seat.
Yeah, so you used to come to games as a fan, right? That's what you said?
Yeah.
So where'd you like to sit?
I always liked, I don't remember what section it is, but it's the corner that's, if you're in the prime point club facing the field, it's directly to the right. It's like one of the corner ones.
Yeah.
And that whenever I went and sat there, that was always my favorite. So I'd say probably a seat in that section.
I agree. The corner seats are underrated. Get a great view, and back there you get a good view of the bridge and the river.
Yeah, and you're right next to the stand or the stairs to get out to, like, for food and stuff.
Yeah. Good pick.
And then running to the corner. The players always run to corners after they score.
They do.
That's the best spot
They
to
do.
be.
Yep.
All right. Jace FD07, how tall were you when you were 12?
How tall was I when I was 12? I don't remember, but if I had to guess, I'd probably say 5'7", 5'8".
That's tall for a 12-year-old.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Right?
HP Carlos 2155 wants to know, LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron.
Is that just because you were like alive through LeBron?
No, you can't. LeBron he has the longevity. He has all the records. It's LeBron.
Well, he has the records because he has longevity.
You know how hard it is to play at the highest level?
Tell me about it. I'm 41. It's hard enough to just get out of bed every day. I can't imagine playing basketball.
It's LeBron for me. I could talk about that all day.
We would keep going with that if we had the time. Ava Grace Jefferson. Do you know this person? She wants you to post a "Get Ready with Me" on TikTok.
I don't. Why? There's not much.
I'm really glad you asked that question. What is
it
I knew you were gonna have
GRW
no idea.
M? Yeah.
I knew you were gonna have no clue.
No clue.
I mean, I can, but like, it's just not. Try and stay off social media for that sort of stuff.
You could ask David to borrow his little setup. Maybe he could help you with that.
Me and David, nah, that's him. Nah, that's not me.
It's what the people want. She also wants to know, what fun things you do outside of soccer.
Outside soccer, read, like I said, shoot basketball, video games. I mean, I don't really have much free time, so it's kind of limited to what I can do.
What are you reading?
I like to read, like, I don't know necessarily the genre, but it's like kind of self-improvement type of stuff, you know, like what I could learn to possibly make myself a better person, whether it's like efficiency sort of stuff, like be more efficient on the field, whether it's like just techniques that players use to get better and stay more focused, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Nick Nolik wants to know, do you know any Spanish?
Yes, I know arbol, tree is our ball in Spanish? I know that's the point of
That's
the
it.
question. I know that's the point of the question.
The number of people who asked, what is tree in Spanish?
Listen, I know they were going to ask that. It's our ball.
Is that a Bridge Brigade thing?
It's spelled ARBOL. But whenever, like, at Union 2, whenever the ball goes out off the other team, they always yell, what's tree in Spanish? And then everybody yells, our ball. And then we throw the ball in. And
Wow. Okay.
I love that.
I'm very familiar with that question.
How do you feel about the whole shoe 2 thing when they take their shoes off?
I'm not going to lie. I don't understand it.
No, I don't think anybody does.
But we've scored a lot from set pieces, so why not? I mean,
it's
continue
fair.
it, I guess.
I think in the Eastern Conference Championship for MLS Next Pro last year, there was a moment where I looked around and I said, there has to be a record for the most amount of one-shoot individuals in one building in this moment. When the whole entire one side of the stadium took off their shoes. It had to be a record of some sort.
Did anybody get a picture of that? Because that would have been crazy.
I think
To
someone
see a bunch of
definitely
people
did.
like with their shoes in the air.
It's such a bizarre phenomenon. I don't get it,
Do
but
you think the Bridge Brigade like wears cool socks knowing they're gonna have to take off their shoe at some point?
or like slip-ons, like knowing that it could happen at any point. You got to
The
get your
most
shoe off
easy
quickly.
access
Yeah.
shoe.
I have no idea. They should, though. That's a good idea.
These are all the questions. Maybe they need to come on the podcast. Okay. This one is from KWoo6000. Will you help me with my fantasy team next season?
What fantasy are we talking about? NFL? We don't want to talk about what happened this year.
Well,
We
we are
do, though.
because we heard about it.
Who? Oh, yeah. I lost. I lost because I was robbed by T. Higgins. He needed 4 points for me to win, and he only got like 2.
And as a result, I believe there was punishment. that
Yeah,
you
there's a
didn't follow through
punishment,
on.
but I don't want to advertise it on here. So there's a comedy
It's too
script
late.
that I have to do eventually. It hasn't been done yet. I mean, I don't know when I'm going to do it. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of people who aren't on the team who are in the league, so we got to get them all in one place. So eventually I'll do it, but not right now.
Frankie came on and he told everybody about that you have to do.
Frankie
Stand up.
wasn't even in the league. He didn't even play with us.
It was
Alright.
Frankie, right?
That was
Had to have
definitely
been.
Frankie.
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Huh.
If you ratted me out, I'll remember.
We'll have to like put out an invite, like Pickle Rex
No.
stand up
I
for the
mean,
people.
yeah, it's not that bad. It's 5 minutes. I'll Google something online and then copy it and then just say that. If I get booed off, I'm going to get booed off even if I try. So what does it matter?
It's fair-
You don't
it's a
think
fair
you could
point.
put together 5 minutes of being funny?
No, I definitely could. But the issue is that I know that the guys on the team are just going to boo me off anyway. So what does it matter?
It's fair. It's a fair
yeah,
point.
Totally a fair point.
All right, Hammer Kirk wants to know, why haven't you decided to rock the Fang Mohawk?
I mean, I don't have the hair for that.
Well,
Someone asked, "Is your hair dyed?"
Dyed? It looks like my hair's dyed? No, it's natural. Yeah, the reason I want to do the Fang Mohawk is because you probably would spend a lot of money on hair gel and no point.
right. I would agree. This is from J Goby 14. Who is the best goalkeeper of all time?
You see, I knew this question was coming, and before I said I was going to say Andre Blake, so I'm going to say that. Andre Blake. He's the best goalkeeper of all time.
What about who, like, elsewhere in the world?
That's hard. I'd either say Buffon or Casillas are easily, in my opinion, the 2 best goalkeepers of all time. I feel like I can give a reason, but I don't.
I don't think you really need to. I think
Yeah.
their careers speak for themselves, right? That was a question we got as well.
M. Sullivan, what's your favorite keeper drill?
My favorite keeper drill. Oof.
I like the ones where you put on the goggles.
Yeah, those are fun. I'd say probably those.
What's
'Cause,
the
like,
purpose there?
Well, we have a bunch of different ones. There's some that are like horse blinders, so you can't see like right here and here, like cuts your blind spot. And then there's one that like it flashes like this, so like you lose the ball and you really have to like focus on where it's at and like predict where it's gonna go.
Huh.
But I would say the second one is probably my favorite because it's challenging. I'm sure somebody has a clip of me like getting hit in the face because the ball goes straight through my hands because I lose it for a second. But definitely those ones.
Chillin' like a villain wants to know, do you get stuck in the net sometimes?
I have, but not
frequently.
It's very rare for that to happen, I would say.
Liam Montoya, what's the hardest part of being a professional goalkeeper?
The hardest part would probably be,
It's all easy?
No, it's not. None of it is easy, but I would say the hardest part for me is, I don't know. I want to say pressure, but that's not. I'm not going to say that because that's a bad answer. I would say probably the organization part of it, especially when there's a lot of people around yelling, making sure that Jacob or whoever it is can hear me. And that situation is not, I'm screaming the whole time, and it's not easy. And then to also like give him information that's short and to the point so that he knows what to do. I can't like yell a whole paragraph at him. It's only like 3 words. So I'd say definitely that.
I've got a question. Why 76?
Everyone tells me not to tell the real story, so I'm going to. But at first I didn't want 76 because, like when I joined Union 2, they gave all of the young guys just a random number. Like you can see Eddie Davis is 77 because he joined right after me.
Right.
So I thought I was stuck with 76, but then I was like, I live in Philadelphia. I wasn't born, but I was raised in Philadelphia, so I'm just gonna keep it because it kind of means something to the city.
That's a good one. My daughter's number, she's about to do her first season of soccer. Mm-hmm. I went and picked up the jersey the other day, number 76. And she comes to the Union 2 games with me sometimes. She's a big Andrew Rick fan, so now I've got a story behind it. That works out.
Yeah.
We'll end this podcast with a question from none other than Mike Sheridan. How did you feel when I scored that bike on you in preseason?
I don't know what you're talking about. When did that happen? Is there a clip?
There might be a clip. There's a clip.
I don't. Is there any proof? I don't remember that happening.
The look on your face, you're a terrible liar.
Yeah, I mean he scored, but it was kind of lucky. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't ready. The service wasn't realistic. I was kind of I let him score.
All right. Will we take that answer? I think we'll take that answer.
We're going to have to take that answer, but we'll see what the footage shows.
We'll see what the footage shows. Pull it. That's all we have for today. We got to let this guy go back out to training. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you at Subaru Park.